Arda Ocal. Arda,
Peter and Stevie. How you doing, guys?
doing good. I'm actually not too far away. I'm over in Ottawa, Ontario.
No kidding.
Yeah,
That's
we're
awesome,
one of
bro.
the. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, how did they do against the Panthers tonight?
Actually, the Senators won tonight, but I'm the only. I'm a rarity. I'm the only Leaf fan in Ottawa, I think.
Nice. Yes, that's what I like to hear. Except we sucked. We blew balls tonight, man. We lost like 6-3.
All right.
Terrible.
Well,
6-5 unanswered goals. Anyway, sorry.
I know. I know.
He did. It just said
Yeah.
hello by saying the Toronto Maple Leafs blue balls. I don't even know what that means. Blue balls is usually when you don't get some from a girl, but apparently it's used as a verb now to say that a team sucks. So maybe we can spread that around in the chat room and make that a thing so I don't feel so idiotic for saying it.
Or maybe you're a Smurf, one of the two.
Yeah, or you're a Smurf, or you're a Smurf. You know, speaking of the Smurfs, I know this is totally off topic, but I have my questions about Smurfette. If you think about that whole environment, I have my questions about her.
I heard she's the
She's
only
the
one that
only
recycles.
girl. She's the only girl in that entire environment. Something's fishy, man.
All right. Well, Arda, for those who aren't familiar with your body of work so far, give us a brief synopsis. How you got started in the wrestling business.
Sure. I've always been a professional wrestling fan, been a fan since I was 3 years old. I never thought it would be part of my job. To be honest with you, my dream was always to be in broadcasting. I grew up idolizing guys like Howard Finkel and Mean Gene. I always wanted to be behind the microphone, and that was my dream job. But I never thought that it would be possible because it was such a far and away land, and I just thought it wasn't possible for me. So I went to school, just a normal university degree, and while I was there, I just spent all my time at the school newspaper and the radio station, whatever. When I graduated, I was like, you know what? There's like a lot of independent wrestling in my town, so why don't I see if I can volunteer for them? So I did. And I just moved my way up. You know, I started setting up rings. I started setting up chairs. I started putting out flyers, promoting events, and then eventually I started promoting my own events, and then I started ring announcing and doing commentary and eventually promoting my own shows. So it was kind of a gradual process like that, but all the while I was volunteering at the local cable television station, Rogers TV, that kind of thing, and just getting my reps as a broadcaster. And it had nothing to do with wrestling. It just happened that I was doing this on television. So then I moved on to the Score Television Network, and if anyone lives in Canada, they'll know that the Score is the home for WWE, so we air Raw and SmackDown and all the WWE programming. We're kind of like a one-stop shop for WWE in Canada. So I started interning there, and then one day, I got an email from the vice president of programming. He sent it to everyone in the company, and he said, hey, we're looking for show ideas. If you guys have any, here's a one-page form to fill out. And honestly, it was just me being at the right place at the right time, and I thought, you know what? All these sports like hockey and soccer and NFL football, whatever, they have post-game shows. So why doesn't WWE? Like, why don't we have a WWE post-game show where analysts come on after the show and talk about the show? Because that's what people do when they watch wrestling, is they call their friends or they go on chat rooms or they tweet and whatever, and they say, hey, what do you think of this segment? What do you think of that segment? What do you think of this promo? Whatever. So I thought, well, why don't we do that on TV, especially coming out of Raw and SmackDown? So I filled out the one-page form. I sent it back. 20 minutes later, I was in his office talking about it, and that was in December of 2009. That was the first episode of Right After Wrestling, and it's been on the air ever since. And now it's called Aftermath, and that's the story.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
Right.
I've been, here in Canada, I always hated the 1 hour buffer before, I always have to start at 9 and at midnight and be an hour behind the Americans. But now it's down to 15 minutes. I think it's a lot better now.
You know, it's funny because a lot of people, that's their biggest complaint on Twitter a lot is, well, A, when's Aftermath Radio coming back? But B, why is Raw on a 15-minute delay? And I can't give you an official answer, but I can tell you that if you go to Wikipedia, there may or may not be a reason there on the Score's Wikipedia page. But thing is that people forget the days of TSN when TSN used to carry Raw, and Raw was preempted for 3 hours or for 6 hours or for 8 hours. Like, it was even worse because TSN had a lot more live programming like they do now. Like, they air Leaf games and they air NHL and curling and CFL and things like that. And the Score doesn't have that many live sports properties. So we can air Raw earlier than another network can.